And yes, split is the litmus test because both of these teams actually had good results on this map, albeit it was against Crew, who's probably our worst team that we have currently in this stage.
Yeah.
So now the composition will change for 100 Thieves. Out with this double duelist from Leviatán. Will it actually work against C9's comp here with the controller Senti setup? Now it's C9 starting very quickly over on the A side though, and there's no answer from 100 Thieves, who started to lean towards B at the start.
Yeah, Oxy go in, but everybody's with them this time. They set up now, focusing on 100 Thieves on that retake, setting up mostly to pile in through screens. They're already receiving a bit of aggression here as C9 hasn't heard anything, so they want to push forward, and Oxy chooses correctly behind door number 1. Uh-oh, cooked up though. He gets barbecued by Asuna as they start to trade, and that's their plan. Slowly, one by one, they make their way back into the site. More from Elbow to come here, and they're trying to scratch the itch. But that's going to be Cloud9 coming up with 2 big kills. Timotino slide for the answer, but he fakes it just for the quick movement. He gets another one, as they're not expecting the speed of the retake. And 100 Thieves turn up the heat on pistol.
It would have started off so well here for Cloud9, but unfortunately, it's going to be another pistol round lost here for the Cloud9 team, putting them now at 4 in 21 pistol rounds. They haven't had the hottest of pistols going to the stage, but it almost looked like it was working out. They had a great buddy system going back and forth. The crossfires were perfect, but you're starting to see it fall apart when they're running out of bullets right at this fight, thanks to Timotino sliding in for the kill. You see how the comms are a little bit late. Fireballs are so focused on still looking on the top of heaven, and they weren't there to trade towards the end. Nice pistol converted back here from the retake from 100 Thieves. And it's going to look dangerous. Remember, they started off on a pistol round 12-0 against Crew. They won that 13-0 overall, and you don't want to see this team as 100 Thieves starting off hot here on the defensive side.
And C9 slow the pace down, but they avoid that crucial prowler here, and the rotation starts to happen. So this could benefit them to hit the soft site over towards A as we get Fireball right back with the team. It looks like that might be the active.
As we have this anti-eco 400 Thieves, should be easily cleaned up here on their side. I mean, let's see the contact first from Timotino at the top of the ramp.
All right, rinse and repeat, and they don't decide to go ramp. Yeah, Timotino safely plays to heaven with the squad, and both teams very team-oriented on this one. A bit of a side peek there as wait, the push keeps going through screens. They're not going to stop. They all go through this time, and Cloud9 is a bit discombobulated on that as 100 Thieves start to come back in with a little bit of cover here. Asuna on live. This one. Oh my God, that's disgusting from Bang.
Look, the combo there from the flash to the C's was beautiful from both Bang and Vora. But now I want to focus here on the importance, maybe the win cons for both of these teams. 100 Thieves on the defensive side, because they're playing this double duelist, they are fairly proactive around that map. I think it bodes well into the comp of what C9 brings into this game, because now you have a cipher. You can find some very early information. I think the name of the game for C9 is to find that information early and to react on it and be proactive with the information that you get. So staying split across the map, I'm liking this too, that you keep the buddy system on the extremities. Because if there is a start from 100 Thieves on middle, well, at least they could start pressuring on the extremities based on the info that they hear. So this is actually quite nice. I think C9 might continue forward with this type of default here on their attack side.
Quick check with that TP forward. Oh, I love the protocol. Looking to make something happen on that bonus round with Vic being the first blood entry. And that falls away. We'll see what is next on the list for C9.
And you'll notice it's always going to be these three together, right? The two duelists with Vora working together, trying to push the lanes, and that's a huge opener from Fireballips that will allow here 100 Thieves to start tempoing a little bit more quickly towards this B site.
Ooh, beautiful play as well, juggling the utility to get himself to safety. It's exactly what you need to see from the rookie as you go up against someone like 100 Thieves. Depressurizing Timotino there. And now they head towards the other side of the map. B is the focus, after they've made a lot of noise over at that A side.
Yeah, you group up. They were stopped by a smoke at the beginning of the round anyway, so they wanted to stall for a bit for 100 Thieves. Wait for the reheal, everybody gets topped up. Now they could fully hit a 4-1 split. Ryo might get the damage here onto Zelsis, but that will still force the hand of C9 to move quickly in the B site and get this plant down, which is now, as you can see, an open site for them to take. Big fight is on that flank here between both Fireballips and Cryo. I think that this is going to happen a lot in this matchup. A big responsibility for Fireballips as a rookie.
He gets the spin. The responsibility has dropped a moment. Cryo will punish as they start to make their way in. A great anchor smoke by Vic here. A little bit of a contact and crossfire that they have, but that's also smoked off, making C9 have to move a little bit to get a better aim on this. And there's one trade, a possibility here in the 2v2 situation. Oxy trading a few to draw eyes, draw attention. A nice spam from Jack here, and they're going to waste down the time. Very nice. They may lose to players. No, they don't even do that. It could go to the spike, but they get out. Cloud9 retrieve that bonus. And not let it go to 100 Thieves.
Well, they actually lost everybody from the spike blast, too.
They did go down.
Ends up being a very nice little bonus round for 100 Thieves. You're seeing here a little bit of jitters on that 1v1 for Fireball Ups against Cryo. Had a great position in the first place. At least, if anything, he did an incredible job at the beginning of this round. Dropping 2 players, get the information for the team. Oof. They choose the correct site. And it's just one of those moments, trying to shoot an opponent in the back. Never going to work.
Same play. Oh my God! They heard that they TP'd and went for this last time, so they actually have a counter for it 1 round later. Holy moly, 100 Thieves. A different level just to be able to adapt like that. Still going for fights. Vora goes for the util throw and catches a shot on Zelsis just under. Still clearing more. Identifying for the team. Looks to bite off a little too much, but help is at the top of ramp now down, as Jack is the one to push that away. They're trying to move forward here. Fireball with another kill, and they are really catching 100 Thieves in transition.
And have full information now from the neural theft of Fireball Ups. In a great position on the pulse plant too. So you plant a little bit more to the left so you have a better angle from top of heaven and also towards main. As 2 of them for Cloud9 are going to stay turtled up and leave Fireball Ups getting the info. That's the camera that's going to spawn. One of the 2 on a rotate. A nice little pop onto Fireball Ups. And yeah, this is going to be tough for Austin on a retake. Might have to save here, especially with the run it back. Won't be able to put it to good use. But what an answer back there for C9.
Incredible stuff. They get attacked a bit, and they say, no, we still got activation on the other side of the map. It does seem like the fundamentals that Zelsis was talking about are flowing a little bit for the team. Whether or not they're fully online, we'll see in the rounds to come. But just to be able to adapt to these situations where things we were not seeing from Cloud9 before, they would lose a few too many, kind of get stuck in their own indivision and paralysis in the middle of the round, and then they would fall to their opponents.
I like the opening that 100 Thieves did, though, because the previous round, it was the same open that C9 did. Put a lot of bodies, make some noise towards the B main side, so C9, 100 Thieves says, let's use all of our players and use util to take that down. And again, looking at the buddy system.
Hey, made up for the whiff.
When you hear the information of what's happening towards the garage side, the buddy system and double up towards the ramp. Somehow it was still a 5 versus 3 for 100 Thieves, but C9 was able to pull some magic thanks to Fireball Ups. That is going to force a broken buy for 100 Thieves. So Asuna saves his rifle in this round, but has to run it back, which could really turn it around back into favor of 100 Thieves.
They do a little bit of util use on A, 100 Thieves, and then instantly back off, pull into an anchor position and guard more of the map towards mid here, so it can't be opened up by Cloud9. They do a really good job working those extremities and trying to split the map by pulling eyes here, just as they are towards this mid side. Now we cut noise and break out 1 minute. They still all the time in the world to do something here. So 100 Thieves do have to be proactive.
It's just Fireball Ups waiting for the whole 40 seconds since the Bears came up to see if there's going to be somebody jiggle peeking on the top of rafters, if Timotino is going to try to walk down. This could still be a stop and go for the side of C9, depending what type of picks they get here on this fight.
Dashing out, haven't committed just yet. B main is under control. That's going to be Asuna running forward, so this is going to activate the rest of 100 Thieves to start leaning very early towards the B site, ready to defend. Zelsis prepping the protocol here for 25 seconds. Everything basically has to happen step after step, or they're not getting the plant down, and Cryo's going to stop them right at the first stair. Dashing into the side, Vic able to get a kill here, but it's going to be such a scattered position. He can't be protected. Bang and Vora able to answer with the pistols and start to shut down the guns of Cloud9. 4 seconds, it's all for naught here to go back and forth on the map for C9 as 100 Thieves read it all too well.
They didn't even need Asuna. Yeah, he used his run it back, but at the same time, it was just a lockdown for 100 Thieves on the B site. And it's a simple snake bite from Cryo thrown into the B main right over here because they were never pressured on that side. So as Cloud9 is trying to sell that fake on the A side to start by using that util on the side, the two players that were inserted inside the garage never moved forward. It was mentioned earlier on here from the Telestrator from Ender that when that happens, Fireball Ups or somebody into Garage tries to find that timing into the B main. And instead, they just waited, fell back, re-hit, and 100 Thieves still had way too much util.
Let's get a Cloud9 listening on this round and see how they can repair it.
It's same setup.
Okay, wall down.
Fade on site, neon ramps. That's the same setup.
You want to look to the left?
Can you just come over? Can you just come over, Jack, to A?
Yeah.
And me and Cam and you will fight them.
One male.
Can you guys look to pump B after?
Yeah, call it. Call when you want us to pump.
Can you pump now?
He's still
Just pump
jiggling.
now.
You jump pop, then I smoke front, and then you wall.
Down ramp. I'm walking over to you guys.
Wait, it's maybe two.
They smoked. That's it. They did nothing.
Did nothing, Jordan.
I'm here, guys.
Okay.
I'm with you. You can fight him.
I can ult screens, and then you try to crunch him.
He's on site now. They're 1-1. They're 1-1 on A.
You want ult screens?
Yeah, can you dog lower with an alt screens?
Yeah, I'll walk
Kill
now.
Yeah, go.
Neon on me. I'm dead. He's hurt me. He's close to me.
On site, fade. They're on site right
Fade
now.
Neon.
Go back, Jack. Go back.
Yeah.
It's
You want to
just-
go back to B then?
We're gonna end B. Yeah, we're gonna end B.
Yes, Jordan's doing very late wrap. You guys should.
I'm just gonna have to take
Whenever-
this. I don't have wall.
Just
Whenever
walk, just
Jack
walk,
gets
just
there.
walk. You gotta face. You gotta face on the first hill.
Yeah. I'm walking out.
Go right here.
I think I can just slide out and just peek back side.
Go.
I think it's
You ready?
I think it's
30
good.
seconds left.
Heaven on.
Rotating, guys. They're
I'm
all
on the back.
rotating on you guys.
Default Vic. Heaven.
I'm flashing backside. Wait, 3, 2, 1.
Neon's here.
I'm flashing out the orb. 3, 2, 1.
They're all gonna be there.
Wait.
Just save
Right
one.
back side.
Back side.
Right side. Left side.
Can you save?
On me.
Default.
I'll try.
Okay.
10 seconds
job.
left.
Okay, we're gonna simplify this.
They're doing the.
Another round we're here. It's unfortunately an overcook for the side of C9.
Yeah.
Just not enough time to actually go for the site hit. It was looking pretty good on a slide from Vic to see that information on Austin on the top of B Heaven, but as soon as they tried to double execute, they kind of stepped on each other's shoelaces. You see the paranoia. It's a friendly one coming in from Vic that hits Oxy
there,
here,
yeah.
where they can't work together to try to take down Bang. So just great stalls coming in once again by simple smokes from the anchor player of Bang. And Cloud9, it's the economy finally broken at this point. The two weapons that they saved in the previous round for Jack and Oxy, grouped up with the rest for a potential very quick slam. Would be a great start though, because it's Bang there solo.
They repeat, just trying to get on either side, seeing if Timotino might do the slide in again. And God, 100 Thieves are rotating so fast, they're going to be here to collapse down, and they're going to have to be. Oxy's already in. He's going to wrap all the way around this time. Austin is there to meet him instantly. Puts the wall up to delay the sight, and that has put a stop to the entire strategy of C9.
It's interesting to look at how 100 Thieves are currently playing this defensive side versus Cloud9. Because remember, when they were playing against Crew, it was a lot of proactiveness from the team to fight towards middle.
Flash out, the dash out. Oh my gosh, the accuracy, control. They're creating crossfires in the moment here as 100 Thieves push down mid. And they wipe more members of Cloud9. Spike is available to 100 Thieves now, so they just sit and wait.
Cover going out.
So you could see here that the tempo for 100 Thieves is a lot more slower at the beginning of these rounds because it's actually Cloud9 that's trying to force the hand for the last two. But as they're just going for full execute into the B site without really any big splits or pressure on middle at the start, there's a hot hands that slows him down. There's a snake bite that throws him down. One simple piece of molly that's being thrown by or Cryo or Asuna just leaves Oxy on an island inside the site and the rest of the team can't follow. And then they're also getting one-wayed by the smoke by Bang. So there's really nothing they could do on the hits. They got to default a little bit more here and work that util, draw that util out for 100 Thieves so they could actually go for these strong splits, which is why finally we're going back here to that 1-3-1 setup.
I love that look because it's like they're doing full court pressure in the middle of the round. 100 Thieves are. Like, we own all of the map. And we'll see if C9 can get some real estate back as they push towards vents for one of the first times here to control that. And see how 100 Thieves reacts defensively. Already have Asuna. Oh man, he's ready to cook him. 3 and B for 100 Thieves here, just to see what they can find. Oh, and Zelsis is identified. So they're going to have to either rush towards heaven here. What are they going to choose? This is actually where the mid-rounding needs to be. Perfect for C9. 100 Thieves have been able to track them everywhere.
Zealous calls to push because there's already pressure by 3 players in front of that B main. So that is going to be easier for C9 to just re-hit. When the hot hands disappear, they could still play numbers at the top of the A ramp.
100 Thieves somehow source a kill, re-clearing that heaven, and back up, always playing their lives. So now you have to go on an adventure, and Vora actually gets caught off, using a bit of util. Bang repairs the situation here, but it's going to be a rush towards B now. C9 keep bringing the timer down. It's not working out for them, but this time it seems to slide in their favor as they hit some beautiful shots on the way to the site. Ooh.
Maybe beyond Asuna here, they might still want to try to use the run it back. He's already setting towards Mail. There you go. He's going to be the one scouting the site for Timotino to come in.
They know where the relay bolt came from now. It's on 100 Thieves to source this out. Oxy actually goes for the slide overdrive. It's instantly diffused. And they're going to try to get the spike now. Hiding in the smoke. Timotino's just waiting for the mistake to be made before he makes any more noise. Asuna looks to get those footsteps out with some shots from the Phantom on high, but Vic is going to clean him up with 2 clean shots in a round Cloud9 needed very much.
You're starting to see also the change in the upgrades and the reason why they picked up players like Fireball Ups here for Cloud9. With the recent coach changes between Veer and Imi, they talked about trying to engage a little bit more intuition into the plays. So despite them losing a little bit of map control or a player in the first place, you see that Fireball Ups is trying to find his timing on the lurks. And he opens up that B site to allow C9 to follow up and really try to go for the big fights. I'm loving how close this game is from both of these teams so far.
And that yell, it's been a while since we heard the yell like that from the Vive Merchant. Seems like sales have been low, but they're coming back online, Vance.
Yeah, that was also the conversation from Imi. You need to stand back up. You need to hype up the team once again. They follow behind that leadership, and Zelsis is back at it.
Timotino's at it as well. Who's going to deliver the mail first? Zelsis gets there, so he can actually just absorb so much information from here if they can keep this insert. And it looks like they're actually just, again, going to wait out the time a little bit to see if they can get that from 100 Thieves.
This is all very nice to start, but as the minute mark hits, you see 100 Thieves are actually backpedaling away, so...
That's such a good adaptation.
And also dependent for Cloud9, if they leverage a moment to try to make some noise towards the A side, maybe this insert right here from Zelsis could have gotten some value. But now he's going to be the late rotate, the late backstab. This is a call now for C9 to late hit into the A site.
Dog to clear everything close. They're getting a little bit of space each time here. That commit's going to be tough.
This is what's going to stall them. They have that, a seize on top of that from Vora.
Here it comes. And now they have still little next to no HP as they swing into the site. Actually not punished as much as you would think here by 100 Thieves as they're waiting to find the targets only to the crosshairs. Oh my gosh! They just let C9 walk into their death.
And that's twice, maybe 3 times that its intuition calls from the side of Zelsis say maybe we should try to go for this in the last second hit. But again, they hit the same type of issue.
Yep.
Trying to go for that late entry into the A site. Everything just stalls them. Look at the combination from Nightfall to Seize to Hot Hands. And as you're trying to create your own walls and try to get the space for Cloud9, well, you put your back against everybody that's playing the crossfire on a defense on the backside. So Veer will call the timeout here to try to fix the issues a bit for C9 to be a little bit more confident in the spacing that they get at the beginning.
You also kind of take a silver lining from hearing the C9 listen in. One of the things Oxy said was that they have pretty hectic comms. But they're cleaned up. You have a lurker like Fireball Ops coming in. The comms seem a lot cleaner. And he has been having a game pressured, we saw by Timotino and one other at A site. No problem.
These numbers decent against Crew, but he popped off when he played against Loud just a couple of days before that. And I think the reason of his resurgence and see how good he is on these lurks and what we're currently seeing against 100 Thieves right now is thanks to the conversation that he had with Baby Bay after their loss to G2. He's like, man, it's just Challengers. Just play like you play in Challengers. It's just different names. And you see here the level of confidence it brings towards maybe not the whiff that he had on cryocells earlier on.
but that whiff didn't bother him.
Every single other one of those duels were instant laser beam headshot bursts and was basically playmaking rounds that allowed C9 to pick up these 3 rounds so far.
See how they manage this. They play it close to the chest. They can do quite a bit of damage with the stingers. Oh, flex tech peek. And they hear them now. They heard one stinger go off, so they know exactly what they're dealing with on the side of 100 Thieves. And all Phantom game, too, so these walls that are going up are something they can easily get these trades through.
Also right now for 100 Thieves, they're giving this space just almost every single time for C9. It's almost a game plan. You kind of know if you're playing this stall in a Cypher with a Viper, you might want to default 1-3-1 a little bit more. So what I want to see from Cloud9 as well, for them to have more success for the site hits, is to start moving up on this side. Try to force the util out on any defensive players that are currently setting up on the B site. And as his dog comes up, it actually sees the players falling back here. So that's actually an opening for C9 to overtake the B site. They have a 3-on-2, maybe that 4-on-2 scenario they could take over B now.
And this time Vora rotated first, so they're going to have Initiator utility to back this up if they do get any trouble with C9, but it looks like they're just using the shots, the aim, and the quick mechanics to shut C9 down again on their low buy. Jack going for the suicide plan. Oh my God. It's the Timotino drive-by. Closes out that round. 7-3 now for 100 Thieves starting that split on defense.
Timotino also cranked a 90 on that slide. Because you would expect he'll just slide across when he's getting shot, but he just dives right into him, hugging the wall.
You should see the size of his mouse pad.
Jack was not ready for that.
Doing 360s around the globe. God, they're so quick to answer. The Vora read on where Cloud9 are going to end up has been immaculate this game.
Asuna was just starting towards that spawn at the beginning, so he can try to support ASAP in terms of the pressure that C9 would try to do, but it just becomes a spam fest at the beginning towards middle that ends up being a first blood for the side of the Thieves. Another big timing by
who else to start him off? And he cleans up Timotino. I think a lot of people thought that fight was going to go a different way, but Fireball Ops has proven you wrong more than once in just this half. Celsius already in sight, and bang, sources him instantly. And now that upper hand is only an A. It's got to run all the way back. They have time, though, and they have space. So this should be a C9 setup that favors them. Asuna's run it back is really the only thing that's going to give them trouble.
He's trying to make sure that Seekers are not peeking towards the A ramp so that Jack loses a spike crossing over towards the A site. All 3 of them now from the positioning here of that spike plant. Should have all been staying inside that site, but you see the wraparound from Oxy on top of the ramp.
It pays off. He's got to be the last one here. Fully healthy. He's the fail-safe in the situation. Asa already has that. He goes down. He tries to push as the fight goes in. And that's Jack getting the first kill. But that's just the run it back. He still has the same number of attackers and 100 Thieves. Shake him out. Jack down in an 8th round.
Reason why I felt like it was going to be difficult to wrap around on the A ramp. The spike's not planted for you, really. It's just at a default spot. And Oxy basically had to be... He had to bait pretty much from that position. There's no way he could really try to move in that spot. Thought that maybe all 3 of them wrapped behind, following the run it back from Asuna. And then unfortunately here read it incorrectly and just allows here for 100 Thieves to have 3 individual 3 versus 1s.
It's one of those rounds where, yeah, they started 4v5 because Timotino got a spam, but then Fireball Ops trades, and these are the ones Cloud9 keep coming back to, saying we should have won these rounds. We were ahead. We should have won these rounds. And it just seems to escape them every time. Timotino getting a lot of info as they push up here, and it's going to be the Neon fight as they slide to safety on both sides, actually. More source of that info. Asuna, a quick trade off a curveball. They keep rotating who's in a position, thinking the reload is going to be a time when C9 can push. 100 Thieves is more than ready. That time Oxy proves the aim is in his favor. The spike should get planted here, and 100 Thieves are going to have to rotate before they can set up a retake.
Got to get that pit towards that screen. Just block another lane to give a chance here for Cloud9 to just focus on 2 different angles, A main and A heaven. Thankfully, there's also a trip. really the only thing you're focusing on right now is a flood out from the top heaven, which is why you have 2 players playing towards map for C9 to try to slow down that attempted push from 100 Thieves.
They try to get some info from Vora here as they split both sides. They have a late lurk on this. Vic takes out one, but they're all coming from the same side still. They got to get into the pit. They have to clear this out. Cloud9 have pretty good positioning, but somehow they've lost 2 players. It only leaves Vic in the pit. He's going to be sourced almost immediately. The double pit is going to be enough. Celsius in the corner. He's going to be, oh no! It's too much time. No time on the spike. What a fight back and forth. Is the 4th round going over to Cloud9 is a one they very much needed going into the second half.
Yeah, it ended up being great positioning by Cloud9 based off great utility too in the pulse plant. Yeah, it looked chaotic at first. It was a little bit of a missed push from Oxy outside of that pit, but the rest of the crew staying inside of that pit, playing in the back of the site, running that clock down, keeps Cloud9 in the fight going into the second half.
There's more action here on Split for this series when we come back at VCT Americas. Don't go anywhere.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. It all started when I got to the FIFA World Cup, and wow, thousands of Verizon customers.
Oh, you got the free Verizon tickets too?
No, I'm with amazing seats.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And even pitch-side access.
Are you? David Beckham.
A Verizon customer.
This used to be for players. Now it's for Verizon customers. No one gets you closer. Only on Verizon.
Standing by with TCK, you represent Cloud9, especially for the fans there in Brazil. What is one thing that you feel like fans traveling into for the finals in Sao Paulo, what's one thing that you really want them to do or one thing that they should do?
Okay, I think that's a pretty easy one. I just need you guys to be in a very energetic day when you go there cheer, because definitely you're going to be so welcomed by Brazilian fans. We're going to have a great time together and cheer a lot together. You guys gonna definitely feel the energy of Brazilian fans. So don't worry about it. It's gonna be really fun.
I'm stoked to see that. Sounds exciting.
Welcome back to VCT Americas. We jump into the second half of Split as 100 Thieves have a 4-round lead here, taking the attack side. So Cloud9 have to be ready. We'll see what they've mixed up for the defensive side.
Remember, the pistol round continues to be also important for Cloud9. Not only to pat the stats a little bit up here, currently at 4 out of 21 pistol rounds. And also to close that gap on this map against 100 Thieves. We talked about it, 100 Thieves, one victory in this series will guarantee them playoffs, while C9, they have a chance to maybe break a little bit of that ranking if they defeat 100 Thieves today, and looking at the other matches happening later on this weekend. But 100 Thieves are just looking to break trip, pop into the B site. C9 wants to leave that open. They already have 4 players focusing on middle to fight and crunch in that spot first, and that will become the flood retake play.
That's a sting. Can Jack find Oxy to get a little bit of a heal on? Yes, the answer is yes. And Cloud9 could waterfall out of heaven here. It looks like they're actually going to try to pressure the site just like that. Oxy with a bit more speed to draw eyes.
Double flash potentially about to come out.
Yeah, this is going to be tough to defend. They start to activate. Oxy first does find that drop box, would be the first kill, and the peaks are going to have to happen from 100 Thieves here. Nice job by Cloud9 to be patient on this, but Cryo, the one to continue lurking, actually gets caught off by Fireball. Who else? And it looks like they got the defuse on here. A little bit of a spin from Vic, the right cut of the cord, and they come up big as Vora puts the final touches on the round. Little stink face from Vic, but he's happy for the defuse. Cloud9 get a pistol, and that means a lot.
5th pistol round of the stage for Cloud9 after that one. You see here the double flash that was utilized was actually well stalled by 100 Thieves. C9 couldn't fully react out of it yet to flood out of the double flash until finally Oxy slides down. So as you keep some players tucked in maybe on the flashes, it allows Oxy to isolate the 1v1 fight. And then the rest of them to just play the ante on Asana's flashes and get value off the retake here for Cloud9. Very nice to start. Now looking to battle here to reaggress potentially into the flash. Yet there's that jump flash to look into the garage. Now that it's clear, it also allows for Asana to farm an orb once it quiets down a little bit.
Oh, push into vent. Push and shot into B main was that other kill as well for 100 Thieves. They're just trying to chase on this one to see if they can get any more down. A few more orbs. Another pickup here as they try to get, I mean, Asana got his from dying.
Yeah, exactly. And Vora was able to pick it up right after, but that's a good stall here from the side of Cloud9, preventing 2 orbs from getting picked up.
I have the spike.
They're playing the only make me stronger by killing me strategy. We'll see what pays off. Vic picking up another kill there. Cloud9 pushing through that second round. Pretty clean. We'll see about this bonus, though. This is what matters.
It's good on them, too, to hold that anti-eco quite cleanly for Cloud9. Only needing to use a little bit of util to take down players at the same time, but now you're probably starting to see the strength as well from Vic and Fireball. It's this composition from, it's almost like triple stalls, because now you have one-way smokes you could throw from Viper Walls on a stall, Snake Bites, and also Fireball Up's util. Look at how much util is actually supporting him on the A side outside of the Viper Wall. All of his kits there, so that C9 can continue to focus on the pistol round, looking to encroach on a timing to fight into middle. But for 100 Thieves, they just want to stall things for a bit at the beginning.
They have so much info grab here if they just wait. Moving into B main, they're going to have to be alerted, though, or wary of this push. Down mid, they hear a flash, they hear footsteps.
You also hear the run back from Cloud9 retreating from that spawn. So 100 Thieves are just going to rewalk contact into middle. C9's, yes, being proactive, but with too much noise. So 100 Thieves can now re-engage, and they are the ones that are taking map control now.
Just cat and mouse game here. They're working fully around Cloud9 without ever seeing them, just hearing it every so often. And they have a perfect setup. Now they're worried. Fireball is going to be stuck in sight, tries to play a little bit of an anchor cage as he gets seized up, so they're going to be able to track him down pretty quick.
They found my wire.
Oh, he actually hides it very well, giving C9 time to come back. He still gets flashed out and pushed. He couldn't make it all the way out of the site safely.
100 Thieves have way too many inserts right now, too, especially with Bang inside vents. It'll be so difficult for C9 to retake.
Seems like they want quite a few of these guns, not giving it to run it back, which expends some of their time for Spike. Bang. Checking his watch. Checking his watch. Oh, actually cleans up a nice shot on Jack just from a shoulder there. And he still has the paranoia to go for a little bit more, the audacity to take another fight against the entire team. And Bang doesn't even have to be anchoring a site to make it work. Vic cleans. This is going to be a nice delay they have on 100 Thieves. Or, sorry, other way around Cloud9. And it's not going to be the defuse. It's going to be the runaway each time, and Bang being really the cutoff on that one.
C9 had the right idea here to push down towards that middle in the first place, but I don't think they overcommitted to fully peek down towards Ramen, so they had to play that mid-round with zero information. And that allowed here that opening door for 100 Thieves to just flood 5 members into the A site against the solo Fireball Ops. Too much util. He can't play within trap kills with his cages. Nobody was tripping up on them. So it was a nice attempt, but the bonus round is not valued too much for the C9 crew.
First bit of quick noise here from 100 Thieves, as it's been all quiet to start the other rounds. It's still the same formation, though. They just want to get C9 mixed up. Priority for them, even from attack side, was mid, and they still put quite a few mid on the defensive side.
So nice pressure from 100 Thieves to start. Instantly break the camera. Cut noise. Now you're forcing C9 to utilize a little bit more util. At the minute mark, maybe the dog comes down. Unless the jiggle gets a lot here from Team Utino. We're definitely going to see here the information that C9 is going to try to get Will they get punished here? The walk in right now from 100 Thieves.
They're trying to bait spam vents. They're going to get a double flash, and then the haunt. Oxy's ready for it, and the bait works beautifully.
I think he played the ante too.
Yep.
And Jack let himself get hit, falls back, and that's a great double.
Ooh, bang with the wide swing. Catches Zelsis off guard, but he doesn't realize how close Fireball has snuck in. He's not going to miss that one. But he does go down to 47 HP, so this is going to be a tight fight. Oh, the timing. He gets it, has eyes on the spike. And now the team can just lock it down. What a great round here from C9 to not be thrown off again by the 100 Thieves push around the map. They just have to squeeze. It's a cry auto heaven here.
Remember, we mentioned this on the side of Fireball when he had his opener against Loud, that those numbers that he was putting up was basically something that he was doing consistently in Challengers.
Nothing new.
But now that he's able to do this against such a high-profile team and players in 100 Thieves, it's super nice. Look at that. It ends up being a flick turn away from Oxy. But I love here that the buddy system continues on here for Cloud9 that allows for this, for these plays to happen. But continue to keep an eye out on Fireball ups. He's doing a good job anchoring so far here.
Absolutely. A lot more confidence just out of the C9 team in these rounds too, even if they're losing rounds. They seem to have a little bit more armor on it, and that is helping them push back here on the second half. Bandits across the board. Watch out for these guys. They'll steal your money.
Camera's already pushing them away. We realize here that, okay, well, the Cypher's setting up on the A site. We're on an eco right now, so 100 Thieves doesn't really want to commit into where the traps can be placed. So it's back into mid-control. You talked about those bandits. They've been putting a lot of damage to the stage so far. So to choose to fight right onto the top B, I'm down for it.
Oh, and they unload a whole bunch of utility to try to make that happen. Oxy, big credit to him for getting a kill out of that. And still can't fade away far enough to keep himself alive. Jack hits one as they drop into sight. Another and a third as he corrects the aim. Beautiful stuff coming from the rookie. And a fourth as the sight is clean.
Very nice utility from Jack. It's against pistols, but that is also another reason why, again, focusing back in Challengers, why Jack was at the top of the ACS in rating for many, many stages of this year until he finally got picked up here by Cloud9. And the confidence, the micro plays outside as well was thanks to the conversations that the team has been having with Veer throughout the past couple of weeks. Having, what, 5 days of practice this time around before getting into the matchup against 100 Thieves, and they look well prepared today.
Zelsis out of his chair again, but back down since we're in the round once more. The vibes are definitely flowing here. Seekers, if anything happens for C9 to really get back in and dislodge 100 Thieves, right back to purchasing all Phantoms, orb grabbing and maxing around the map as Asuna is one away again.
It's been the win con here for 100 Thieves for a lot of their matches, just to try to get as many ults as possible on the back of Asuna, which is why he's also holding that spike. Nice little play there from Moxie with the timing, but this is also a reason why Timotino has been opping a lot less as well as a Neon. They try to leverage both of those duelists to try to create space, flash those walls, trade off each other so that Timotino becomes an assist maker and you're farming orbs continuously off Asuna.
And there it is. 45-second Seekers. And you saw Timotino and Asuna, those ones on the front in heaven, trying to do a little bit of that opening, as you were saying. Working so well. And it's been amazing to see Timo kind of fall into that and not want to be the one who does it first. It's amazing to see in a player that you can just kind of get and grow in that situation.
100 Thieves are running into the same problem as C9. 20 seconds left to go in for a hit, but there's still util on the site.
Slows one down. Those walls are going to have to clear as they flash their way through here. Haunt lets them know there's a bit of space. 13 seconds on the clock. Vic is trying to stay quiet. He's also got Fireball ops, though, so they can play both sides of this. They can set up a crossfire. They're actually going to let the plant go down. This gets a little bit stickier here, but Vic is able to get a kill. It's going to come in quick now as the team has to react and adapt. And that is going to be the run it back, shut down as soon as it comes up. And Cloud9 are going to tie up split versus 100 Thieves.
Oh, I want to see the micro of what happened there for the two players on site and Jack, because that looked kind of nice, because I didn't hear a flash getting popped. I think he just threw it towards the air, just forced some players to look away from the Sky Flash, and then finally the players swung out before the Flash actually popped. You see there? That's why Vora's staring right into the top of heaven, trying to turn away from the Flash. And then it just thwarts 100 Thieves trying to play that pulse plan off the spike.
Their anchor smoke they throw for themselves in front of map too just denied the flash that Asuna tried to throw in. So a lot of 100 Thieves utility went to waste on that entry. They call a timeout.
And that's going to bring a lot of confidence here in the camp of Cloud9. Remember, they talked about here, this is a litmus test going into this matchup against 100 Thieves to see if the compositional changes, if the way and their style of playing actually works out against one of the top teams. You're seeing it here with the win con for 100 Thieves. Asuna's averaging 3 ults per half. That's a boatload of ults. If you're thinking about it in week number 3 when they played against 100 Thieves, you know how many ults he had? 20. You know how many kills he had with those ults? 5. No, but what's important, though, is the respect that's given to Asuna when he actually does have to run it back.
Yeah.
It allows for you to get so much space, run that clock down, and
you
then
just have this aura of get away from me.
And close so many good rounds on our side here in the post plant scenarios. So you almost saw it there, how much delay he was trying to do with the run it back after the plant. But again, the beautiful play from Cloud9 by flooding behind that flash and taking down 100 Thieves shows the preparation that they have on the side of Cloud9 and what Veer brings to the table, trying to isolate the value that Asuna gets with these run it backs.
Whoa. Very fast. Looks like Timatino has to stop and dodge for a second there. They're looking for trails, they're looking for links, but nothing's going to be there. That was a TP to heaven as soon as they hit it. So many layers to this strategy as they lose Asuna on the way in. Timatino's trying to source now. They've kind of flipped the site. C9's trying to hold B main a little bit. Wait, Vic is playing some tricks on the team, and he's already going to get help in time. Has he bought enough? Oxy gets the first kill from heaven. They're just looking down on the enemy of 100 Thieves, and they do clean it up. What a response from C9 to get to B.
And that was a timeout dressed up by MBS just to try to add that pressure into the top heaven to see how C9 is currently playing the mid and maybe try to punish them at the same time. So to play to do the Nightfall, mask it with the Omen ult on the top of heaven, and just try to encroach in that space. What's the difference, though? C9 playing the buddy system again. Back in front of the B garage. They stall with the one-way smoke. They get the backstab on the back of the on the top of heaven from Zelsis onto Asuna, and there's no more flashes to allow 100 Thieves to get into the site. Now they're on a broken buy. Back into their own 1-3-1s on the attack here on the setup. And also C9 changes their setup as well. So this will give them early information that there's pressure from 100 Thieves at this point, and they have the right numbers if 100 Thieves are going to try to split towards the A site.
Follow. They're being very proactive now. Not the C9 we're used to. That confidence is back for them, and Cryo parkours Oxy off the rope just in that timing. But they're still pushing. They're still trying to keep a timing here, realizing they can get behind and just do an early backstab if they need to.
That's a right-hand model issue there for Oxy, because that should have been dead to rights on to Cryo the whole time. And finally, we have one backpedaling, and Jack will have all the info.
Discipline. Discipline! Another one gets the flash out, and they're going to know they have to back up for a moment. Almost the ace was there just on the other side. Yes, yes. One of us. Zelsis takes down Timatino. And now it's a battle for the spike.
Against a top-rated player in Stage 2, though, in Asuna. Definitely doable, as you see. He has a full kit still.
Two of the longest in the league here. Definitely some aura to this fight as the smoke goes down. A little bit of an anchor play coming in from Vic. Still goes for the fight. Asuna pursues. And he says, you know, I got 15 seconds. I got to go through this door.
They went on time.
Yeah, not going to be able to make it. A really nice job from C9 once again to thwart what 100 Thieves is doing. In 100 Thieves, why would they expect this? C9 hasn't done this to any of their teams. They are being so active right now.
Why would they expect 3 players to push forward, right?
Exactly.
Which is what Cloud9 did on that second or third round of their defensive side, yet they decide to pull back instead of pushing forward. This time, a little bit more assertive. If they miss here the timing, at least they can play the flood retake as the team while still having full util. So it's nice that this happens because now Jack is able to get the highlight reel with the backstab.
One thing I remember Oxy saying vividly is, like, it was against Marv when they played Sentinels, but he said, we went 0-6 in pistols and look how close we played them. Well, they got pistol on second round, and look how much they're able to control it. So it definitely means a lot to them to have that momentum.
They were even like 0-11 after that series against Sentinels. They were not having a good time on pistol rounds for Cloud9.
Better late than never, Vans.
And exactly, because look at the results now. They have a chance here to topple the chances of 100 Thieves securing playoffs if they win this series here. And looking like a C9 from the better years so far in this first map. Early pit from Zelsis covers up on the B side, and they're playing it at the same style as like a C-side Lotus, where you have util behind their Viper ult to try to just get the early information, spam through that, what happens. Because as you walk in there and try to break the trip, your HP is also going down, so the sprays could easily melt you.
Right towards heaven. Oh my God.
I love it.
Fast on Timotino. He's got those mechanics. Austin is going to drop in. He's trying to play very close to it, just seeing how C9 are reacting. They're trying to get back in, and they got to protect Zelsis, but there's almost no way, and he does a great job of getting one kill before getting snuffed out of his own pit. The 3v3 now, after all the dust settles.
30 seconds left.
They don't give him any time! Oh, the flash timing! No way, that's the way it goes down. 100 Thieves absolutely punish that. But Fireball Ops is trying to repair the whole situation, and it's bigger than a Band-Aid. Oh my God, Jackets gets the final kill, and C9 put 100 Thieves on map point for split.
What an answer back and a repair from the side of the on the small mistake that C9 did. Actually a big mistake. Jack flashing Oxy as he slides in. Gave a chance here for Cryo to maybe go for a second plant. That was super important for them to react right away to fight in that spot. Why? Because Cryo had the pit. Should the pit go down and they weren't as assertive to try to fight in that moment, that pit would have gone up and it would have been a GG at that point, putting the 100 Thieves on a 3-2 scenario in the post plant.
Whew. And that second timeout is called pretty quick. We'll see what they have to say coming out and just what's represented with the strategies. I think everything from the coaching booth right now has to be aware. Look for everything, because C9 is pulling out all the stops right now, and it is unreal to see what they've been able to do now to start this week.
Yeah, and that's thanks to this man right here, putting incredible numbers against Crew on Breeze, which is going to be our second map moving forward. But as much as we were talking about how Oxy was playing so well on Breeze, it kind of just walked into his crosshair. This time around, he has to create so much space. So he's not necessarily putting up the same type of numbers that you need for your star duelist, but look at how much pressure it adds onto 100 Thieves to allow for the rest of the team to follow up with it, right? It's a lot of Jack, engage, initiate for Oxy, flood with the rest of the team, fight behind Oxy, and make sure that you get the trades. This is looking very good as a game plan for Cloud9 on the defense.
Why does it feel like they're playing more of the double duelist style with a single right now on defense?
That's the thing. If you're looking at Cloud9 from the way that they're utilizing this composition, though, because you have Fireball Ups and Zelsis lurking a little bit more, Vic is kind of like your double duelist, the secondary entry because of the TPs of the Omen to help out create that space, to take that space that Oxy gives up in the first place. If he needs to give up that space, rather, being Oxy, so.
I mean, hell, Vic has definitely been shooting his gun. When he came back to the team, Oxy said, this guy has such good comms around the team, he doesn't even have to shoot, but damn, look what happens. What happens when they add everything together. It is such a night and day change. And B main does seem to be the full focus here as we get into that 1 minute, into the round. Possible action here with the Prowler start. Jack clears that for hardly any information gain. It's going to be tough if 100 Thieves want to work the rest of the map. They have no coverage.
It's for Austin to pick up the orb and once again have his run it back. They'll engage quickly here. So you're seeing it. Just trying to leverage him once again, but there's 3 players of C9 here.
Jack backs up to safety, quite stunned by that relay bolt, so really good denial so far. Run it back, still gets into the site. Vic trying to play anti for a moment, and 100 Thieves just wipe Cloud9 out. This should be a quick and easy plant as they set up for this post, get around back in their favor, and keep it looking at an OT.
And that's C9 trying to play to win. Actually, play not to lose, rather. They were so slow on trying to get that second flash out from Jack. Thought that they stalled enough on the first piece of util to deny the run it back, but it lasted long enough for Austin to catch 2 players with look at the wrong angles, getting caught off guard because Vic was trying to avoid his teammate's flash. And that forces down the last two players of Cloud9 to save their weapons. Can't really help out in the moment when the stack was pretty good for Cloud9. The read was pretty good as well. They had the right players there. But just unfortunate communications. That keeps 100 Thieves now and puts them at double digits on their side and still maintain the pit in the further rounds. So I think if our 100 Thieves are going to try to continue to play very aggressively in these 5-man pops, I mean, that pit could make things even better for them to close that gap and maybe push us into overtime. You almost want to go for a low flash in front of the mailbox just in case so that Vic could continue to look forward.
That makes sense. A quick block there. A really forward play if you needed it. All right.
See the idea, sorry, for him flashing behind him. You're trying to do the half blind just in case, but Vic was not ready to look in that spot because if he looks right where his teammate was Jack, he was going to get full flash by it, despite the idea of it being a half-blinded flash for Jack. So yeah, a little bit of a miscomm, but 100 Thieves are able to stay back in this game and being very, very slow this time around too. So not having to run it back in their favor to create some space. They're kind of far away of getting extra value from a Nightfall. So it's up to them to play the defaulting and try to leverage the double duelist with Vor once again on the attack.
C9 no longer in aggressive mode here. Yeah, you circled it. The operator alive, so why not let that ring out before really giving too much up? They might look to force Oxy here, as they definitely pressure mid to see if they can get Cloud9 to make a mistake.
They're going to position their players at the right spots. Because of the camera looking earlier on, Zelsis can walk forward. He watches this line.
It's a huge, huge info line.
There's one more Prowler, though, from Vora. That might be the piece of util that's needed, but no, he gets caught instead.
Down B.
C9 never pulled out an op in the half, so why would you want to try to throw a Prowler into the garage when you're trying to play the walk contact?
Fireball's on A, activating and deactivating the camera just to draw their attention so Zelsis can do this. Timotino finally drops him. 2 kills to the op. Austin is starting to clear the site a little bit more, and they're spreading out. Austin tries to push, but hears that Jack is in Sands. They try to fight the Blazer. They get back to position. I don't know how they danced around for so long, honestly. A few fights going in on the map here. It's Jack. Oh my God, how, does he get the safety? No, he doesn't. Austin cleans him up. And now it's just going to be a look towards heaven. Another round for 100 Thieves. And what a defense from C9. They still get through it, though.
Remember, you saw how annoying that was here once that pit came out. No timings that C9 could have chosen to come out to deny that plant going down. A nice first blood to start, but it's the follow-up right after. That's 2 op kills coming out from Zelsis.
Oh.
But just too many bodies encroaching from the wraparound in front of the B site where Zelsis unfortunately was stuck playing solo for a bit. And the other team couldn't really follow up.
Ooh, C9 timeout.
It's worth it. Last round of regulation.
Why not?
You got the ults. They have the Seekers available here for Jack. But I respect here what Vora was calling for 100 Thieves to walk into the garage. If you're trying to play walk contact to try to get into the site, trying to get early map control, you could potentially just trade easily into the garage. You didn't never expect it here at the operator. That was a Hail Mary from the side of Cloud9, hoping to close out the gap, but C9 might be in a similar scenario. The first week haunted them back. Remember when they had such a strong lead on the first map of Lotus against Sentinels, and unfortunately, Sentinels were able to bring this back and defeat Cloud9 on that map.
You know, Zelsis has talked about these moments, confirming those wins, confirming the strategies that he was talking about himself, those calls that are working. That confidence build is actually huge. And to get it over 100 Thieves in the first game of the series, that secures that confidence. So getting this here for C9 would be big. Or you're right, it does rear the head of those nightmares that they suffered in their first week of games.
So it's on C9 to see if they can maintain their composure. If 100 Thieves, because of these site pops, and also overtaking the defense on the site pops, might force an error out for Cloud9. We're seeing here after the first pieces of utility being thrown and the orb picked up for Asuna, You'll hit tab. You'll call here that Asana's one away from the pip, so you know here at least that the duelists are once again opening up on that side.
Go, go, go.
Fighting mid.
Oxy even trying to get an angle there. Stoic under fire. Didn't even turn to the right for the first few Vandal shots. They still keep a bit. Zelsis is going to look to delay here. They'll start to play a little more anchor position on the side of C9. Oh, the timing. Timotino comes in, takes down Zelsis. They know they won't have to deal with the wall if they do decide to go towards A.
Trying to be proactive now. Regain some space that you didn't get in the first place. Double swing to Garage onto Bang.
1-2. The trade. A nice swing. The fight towards heaven is just to clear some seekers there. You can see Jack rotating back over towards B.
It's up to
thinking
Fireball
Oxy got a few more. Yeah, Fireball hunkered in sight. They know they have to look for him every time. Gate on one gets out of the relay bolt. 1 or 2 kills. 2 would be amazing here for the squad to stop it, and they get him immediately. That's just going to be a kill onto Jack. That's going to be the round win. And you know what that means. We're going overtime.
The calls on the fly from Vora, who's mentioned here that it's nice that the coach and the team has been trusting him in the calls for this stage, even for the event in Paris. Feeling that if it doesn't come to his favor in terms of the shooting department, he'll still trust his calls. And if he's feeling 60%, he'll be 120% of that 60%. Picking up the last 2 kills and allowing here 100 Thieves to play into the overtime against Cloud9.
Careful here.
So the nightmare comes back for Cloud9, but can they overcome it this time in this overtime on split?
We'll see as they push over towards A for the first round. Paranoia ready for ramp. Fast take. That's going to be on Oxy to open this space up. Waiting. Oh, he did have to backpedal there, but the Paranoia never would have hit anyways, and Timo clears him through the wall. They have an audible. What's the second strat, right? You don't have the double duelist, so it's going to have to be getting into the site with the entire team, the cooperation of that utility. Here for C9 now. Hello. And they know there's a lurk on the map. Ooh, Timotino with the fast turn, can stay to fight. Everybody's coming to play here from 100 Thieves. They back each other up on the ramp and take everything back for themselves.
1 enemy remaining.
The spike is there, so that means no one from 100 Thieves is leaving except for Vic on the other side. Kyle takes him down 13-12. They're on a bit of a run here to get these rounds back, Vans.
It's so crazy to see how much value in the combination of the curveballs and haunts that both Asuna and Vora are seeing. Asuna mentioned playing this agent. The flash is usually for myself, but look at the value.
Jeez.
There.
And they sync them up so well. They're never layered on top of each other. It's one and the other. And they're really able to get that situation in their favor. Asuna has been 25 kills for quite some time. I mean, that's amazing, but it just means the team is really able to step up as he's going down in these entries and opening up that space with Timotino. Straight to B main, straight into sight, slide. Vic caught with util out. Oxy's able to get that kill in the trade. Oh my God, another 2. He goes for the overdrive, but he's gonna be blind for a moment. Can't close the distance on the Paranoia as Bang closes the distance on the rest of the members. Cloud9.
He's trying to cut the rotates before they actually go for the spikes, so him and Cryo will work together. And then decide on a spike later, because there's still so much time in the round to work with.
Cryo with that push up. He'll get modeled here. Yeah, he does. Zelsis. Clean aim. Nice crosshair placement. There's the buddy system.
Let him plant. I think they're smart here for C9 to do that. Yeah, while you wait so long before the plant comes down, you're waiting for the flash to come back up, and indeed it did here for Jack after Dog spotting him. Just too much util to not allow Bang to get a good positioning in the pulse plant there, and C9, they answer right back here on the defensive side. Great defensive halves from both of these teams so far.
Yeah, we go again. Oxy's dropping here. I mean, he loves to put this pressure on himself. He knows there's basically nobody that can help him in that situation. He's just doing Oxy things.
Nice, good up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So despite the win here for Cloud9 in the previous round, it's for Veer to try to get some value for the team on the attack side. There's definitely lots of pings, so I'm assuming at this point they're talking about trying to split towards this B site. How can it do it so far? And I think it comes down to what was happening at the beginning of the half when they were playing on the attack side, was not adding enough pressure to the top middle, wasting out util on the top of B heaven. And by not allowing to do so, 100 Thieves still has util to stall when you're actually trying to hit into the B main. And that's thanks to the Asuna Cryo position. If it's not Cryo on the top of B heaven, it'll be Asuna. They'll switch that position back and forth depending on how 100 Thieves want to set up their defense. But also the thing is once we get back here into the game, we'll realize that 100 Thieves are actually not necessarily playing into the Fate double duelist push into an angle, right, on that side. They're still encroaching stalls on the mid from both Cryo and Asuna. By stalls, it's double mollies they could do here to stop that from happening and getting the fast split from Cloud9 coming out from this timeout.
Yeah, so much chip damage C9's taking here. It's good that they have the Sky, but everything's happening so quick, they really don't have time to get that heal in most cases. Playing a little more spread out here for C9's to start with a 3-1-1. But it looks like they're quickly just working back towards each other and making sure there's no push on the extremities, so there's information gained by 100 Thieves they don't know about. Some pings across the map. Heaven smoke kind of alerts 100 Thieves already. They're not getting too much rotation in, but Bang repositions. And he actually sidesteps. Thinks there's a moment, maybe a smoke up, but it's going to be the side hit now. Cloud9 is in and happy with this. It's just about getting that spike down. They're waiting to get the smoke. That is in towards Heaven. Timotino just on the outside here, knocking on the door. Relay bolt's not going to do too much to the plant. Vic continues. He helps the team get in with the fast lane, though. 100 Thieves drop from Heaven here to start their work on retaking the site. And Fireball again is able to make quick work of the team dropping in. And now they hide. Everybody starts to play a little bit safer. Fireball sourced from behind a box. It's Timotino things. Spamming quite a bit towards both of them and almost gets that kill. You always wonder with Timotino, but Jack cleans it up. And C9 only need one to push it to the next overtime round.
Even looks across the stage here after getting that pick onto Timotino just to see the expression of 100 Thieves as Cloud9 are back at map point. Worked well here on the game plan that they had on the entry into the B site. So the Viper Wall allows for them to play out in the open to disrespect the one-way smoke from the side of Bang and to avoid getting melted down by the hot hands. And as the util disappears here from the molly of Asuna, Bang feels like he has to peek just to see where the action could be coming from if they were actually going for the hit, and he gets caught by 3 players looking right down the line to punish him.
I love that point you're making about the wall going up and down, and you're controlling the timing of what's being seen to really negate your opponent. Cool stuff, and it looks like 100 Thieves coach not thinking it's so cool. They call timeout. Coaching staff wants in. And I mentioned it before, but Asuna's still on 25. So they're holding him to these in these rounds. Now it's going to be space taken, assists and flash that you see going up here as he's 14 now. But yeah, they're making sure they're not dying to the entry as much, and that's helping C9's defensive side very much. Jack on top at 21 kills. He has been vibing in a lot of these series too, so it's cool to see him. And Fireball, the one's able to take the charge here on split.
Yeah, and C9's in a good spot here in terms of confidence moving into the second time that they have this map point scenario against 100 Thieves. Just because they've been very good at regaining space that they lose on a different area by keeping a buddy system going. So despite you have scenarios where they're falling behind on a 4 versus 5 scenario, they're still able to turn it back around from what you just mentioned, regaining that space and also allowing players like Fireball to just pop off. This time here for 100 Thieves, similar opening, but this time not picking up an orb. So they just want to backpedal as quickly as possible to re-hit towards the A site. So C9, as they still hesitate for the last couple of seconds to see, okay, well, do we have to re-peek into B in a couple of seconds right now? And that might dwindle down and narrow down the defense over on the A line. Thin that defense. It works. You see how there's still a couple of them focused on middle and watching towards this B side, and it's only Fireball up solo with the camera trying to spot here. All being blocked off by the wall, held up by Cryo.
There's a reason to see why he's on top. He's able to drop from the relay bolt. Instant help in that vent like you were talking about. They can really react to either side. Asuna goes down. Fireball quickly going to the right. He has patterned this each time, so Timotino expects it. And he's going to be ready still. It doesn't matter if you expect him. He's still fire. And it's still going to be C9 trying to hold the site. Plant goes down. Right side has 3. This drop in here from Zelsis, making a little distraction maybe, or seeing if he has a timing, could be very big. Paranoia there. Flash.
For the side of C9 for
Yeah,
the retake.
quite a bit for C9 here.
Vora's 1 kill will get him a Nightfall, which is why he's first 1 contact into the elbow, hoping to laser be one early.
In goes Oxy, always the first, trying to run it down for the team, but is he going to run it in? And there's 2 kills that C9 needs, possibly closing this one out. Bang, doing his damnedest to stay alive. Cloud9 getting the defuse, and Cloud9 taking down 100 Thieves.
A
What a
big
map.
upset to start the series for Cloud9 against 100 Thieves. But very similarly to the last time that C9 started off here on series against their opponents, since Veer has come up on the stage, they have won map 1.
See how 100 Thieves and Cloud9 take it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that, right? Controlling the middle of the map, but also trying to see how you can start fighting against Asuna. Again, it just comes down to simple codes on the B side, pick up the orb towards B, or just try to go for the flash stuns fight all over on the A side to pick up orb on A. This time, you're seeing it. 4 players moving on that spot of 100 Thieves, and then also C9 are just waiting.
It's not even really orb focused. They're just trying to get in. Timotino on 10 HP as they make their way in. Zeus is clearing right now. Oxy gets 2 more too. What a pistol round from C9. Incredibly responsive to 100 Thieves movement on A.
What a shutdown. That could potentially be another pistol round for Cloud9, which would be a great start again moving into the series. So many things have been upgraded instantly from 1 week to another. How they play off each other, how they're actually converting pistol rounds to. It's quite nice to see this type of look. And you're right, it wasn't a try to work the map slow for 100 Thieves on a pistol round, try to get the orbs up. It was just a floor-player hit into the A site, but almost feels here there's some tape being studied for the side of Cloud9 to give that responsibility and trust that Fireball Ups could hold that B side alone and have 4 players on the A site.
I don't think we can underestimate the tape plus just the confident smile that must be on their face after a first map win here. And a pistol round win again. Their homework pays off, and they keep the momentum to start off breeze here for Cloud9.
Yep. That's now 2 pistol rounds to 1 in favor of Cloud9 throughout this series. And that's the important thing as well in terms of the numbers that were put up on the first map. The top fraggers for Cloud9 were actually the, what is funny enough, Oxy calls them the new kids.
The new kids.
Oxy's so young, and at 21 years old is considered a veteran now in his Cloud9 team. So the rookies being Jack and Fireball Ups, putting up huge numbers, and also Fireball Ups closing that last kill in that pistol round. So this is what we're talking about, the 4-1 setup for the side of 100 Thieves, and how much activation Cryocells does here over on this B side. It'll be a little bit more difficult this type around, or this time around, because it's just a pistol round eco for 100 Thieves.
They have a very playoff utility B situation just a moment ago, I should say, as you see Oxy moving on the mini-map to get that Marshall pushed up a little bit so that they can make an informed decision on this. He's got to hear that, right? Just a quick step. Now he's in danger zone. Yeah, he's got safety, though. A nice peek in there from Fireball to give safety and retreat to the site. And now maybe enter through mid. 100 Thieves have to call the audible now.
Just be an easy orb pickup for Asuna again. Just waiting here for the reload to happen. Wow, okay, that's a good opener, though.
A wild opener. Oh, and a better return. Still waiting. What a ping coming in from Jack as well. Beautiful job on the scan, and he'll clean up the last kill for the second round in C9. Very patient, and they seem calm in the chaos 100 Thieves is trying to create.
The 9-2 plans for Cloud9 is actually very nice, too. Very surprising, actually, you're looking at 2 rounds being played, and 100 Thieves only muster up 1 single kill. But you were talking about that forward line. That was just from Oxy with the Marshall. That's just to avoid the Cove being dropped down. And he could trust his teammate Fireball Ups with the Guardian ADSing down that window to just protect his teammates back. So the setup's good. but they still unfortunately couldn't deny the orbs onto Asuna, who's now 2 away from his ult. They're trying to deny here, though.
Push forward. Give him one of those. He might even just stay for the next one. He's going to call for some team help to do it. As Jack backs off, and they'll have to give up that space for now, but they're trying to gain more space across the map in mid and get a read on the situation. Taking them a bit, but this run it back will be a huge factor for C9's bonus round.
And because Vora just instantly used a dart right into A main, you have to count the time. 40 seconds for it to come back up here, and that might actually just slow down the tempo as well for 100 Thieves. Or you want to wait for the dart to come back, or you might just gamble and use the run it back from Austin to try to get that information for the team and you follow behind it. Unfortunately, if they do that and they blaze one high tide, there's not going to be any scan sprays that they could do.
And the high tide to get back in from the side of C9. And they've got a nice little perpendicular setup here to clear out some quadrants and get that spike down. Got to be careful of Zelsis. The Sheriff needs to hit. See if the team in sight for C9 can make a little bit of noise here to make this feel like that much more. Picks up a weapon, and he's going to be really good in this situation. They are really stretching this one out. Nice job by Zelsis. The patience pays off here, and he's going to give himself some safety to even get that peek back into sight, making 100 Thieves have to pressure in and look forward. Fireball Ops takes advantage of it there. Cryo does clear Zelsis to get safety in main, but it's too much. Cloud9 can keep swinging together. They have such good protection on these lines.
And that was a nice timing that Zelsis found as well for the backstab, because taking that pick down doesn't allow a recon dart to come out for Vora. They were just waiting for the first contact coming in from the spike sign or from bricks, so they could try to spray through the recon out. But with that kill, they're playing with zero info. They have to swing out for information right now, and unfortunately swinging one by one. And C9 punishes right away. A huge round for Cloud9, converting a bonus round.
Yes, baby!
It's been a while since I've seen Oxy stand up and yell like that as well.
You see what it means.
Yeah. Except when he was farming, of course, against Crew. But in his high-octane matches where it's super important against teams like 100 Thieves, it's nice to see here the Star Fragger bringing up the morale for the team. It's a huge round that they just converted from their bonus.
Spike is down here for 100 Thieves as they look for an answer in these next rounds, a way for this Sheriff round to do significant damage and just allow them to min-max some orbs here.
That changes a little bit of their outlook at the beginning for 100 Thieves, not trying to form that ASAP onto Asuna, because the next hope that they could bring in the round for 100 Thieves after this one here is having the Reckoning available for a hit or for a stall, depending how they're able to get into the site once they get their money back and right for 100 Thieves. Very miss.
Two wayward shots there from the Outlaw of Oxy as the slide in. 100 Thieves look to pressure, and already the reaction from C9 is on point. They're encroaching deeper into the site, so C9 are wondering where they could have gotten, how much further could they be. Oxy, the timing was not in his favor as he tries to be the aggressor in that situation. C9 didn't realize 100 Thieves had so many walls and coves to hide behind, but now that those have dropped, Zelsis and Fireball look down those iron sights. Oh wow, just for Fireball too. The respect they're giving him through this series, pretty incredible. He starts to move forward. Really allowed to do what he wants now in these past weeks, just promoted to push, feel like he can play whatever way that makes him comfortable, and we've seen him excel in these situations. This is going to be tough as they try to split his attention on both sides. The spike going ever quicker on that beep. He should be able to clear one, but the swing is there from Bang, and they just make it impossible for Fireball.
Nice thrifty by 100 Thieves. This should have been a snowball effect here from Cloud9, but unfortunately the outlaw shots from Oxy, who's been so good against Crew just in the last game. Look at that. The first shot even ricocheting into the wall.
Yeah, he made a step.
I know exactly.
And none of them had full armor. That should have been 2 free kills on that side. And somehow, 100 Thieves takes the opportunity of keeping all 5 alive and overtake the site. And what nice shots coming out from Cryo as well inside that gulag. The cove being set up on the defense by Cloud9 not to allow here 100 Thieves to, or not to allow C9 to really retake onto the site. Thankfully, money's still good for 100 Thieves.
Cryo. Oh, almost cleans up Oxy on a shoulder. Hard to approach that after relay. What a protection. Timotino in that praying mantis defense. Asuna goes down, but he's still able to attack back.
Easy now to take the B site and go for the plant. Cryo already knew he was getting pressured by 2 players, so he's fighting 2 players on that side. So worst comes to worst, 100 Thieves has a 3-on-1 onto the B site. And thankfully, Vic is there with Oxy, which would give him a chance to try to save their weapons into the next round. And I like the look from 100 Thieves once they open things up, though. Talked about multiple times on the 4-1 setup to put Cryo often solo over on the elbow side. This time he's holding the A main solo, as he thinks here that C9 wants to try to prevent Asuna from farming up these orbs, and somehow still able to get 1 pick and escape when he's playing against an operator. So that's now what for Oxy's side? 2 outlaw shots and an op shot, just unfortunately missing on the side. So not as hot as he was from a couple of days ago on this map.
Yeah. And it could be pretty scary. Similar situation going back to, I think it was Jerwin, Oxy mentioned on Summit, when they lost that 1v4. They lost a situation they know they should have won. It snowballed out of control. There's something they couldn't get back about the game. Very reminiscent of the rounds we just saw that now put favor back into 100 Thieves. So another, if you want, litmus test for C9 to be able to come out of that situation head held high and get these rounds back in their favor. Back to buys Oxy with that operator. We move into round 6.
Last buy available for Cloud9 before they might force the eco if they lose this one here against 100 Thieves, or a half buy in the next, because they'll be max bonus. They are setting up a lot here to prevent the scaling from both Asuna and Timotino. If you're looking at this comp here for 100 Thieves, lots of util to try to scale up over on this side. So you want to try to prevent that from happening. So Camera's going to watch it. The Trips are going to watch it. First one is a judge from Zelsis inside the smoke, just to try to do some pop damage if he can.
I don't know if he tries to even worry about the neon. That's Fireball. Oh, Zelsis wants in. There's one. He knows there's another, but he still backs up to just play it. Very tempered. Oh, he gets cooked for his situation, though. Vic answers from the backside. All the C9 starting to rotate back over, and the spike just picked up. As they're trying to reconsider the situation, Cryo has a really good run on mid here, and they think they can play cutoff with the rest of the members of Cloud9.
He's about to have his back exposed, though, if Vic wants to continue to move towards the tunnel. But instead, now that's the opening for 100 Thieves to take. So Asuna could go in for a plant. Might even flip the site here, try to bring up the percentage of chances to make 100 Thieves be able to convert this. Because if you're going to be able to plant over here, that gives a chance here for Cryo to play late.
And Cryo might expect that he's caught a timing already. You can see Asuna was looking because he didn't have a full watch on anyone crossing. They wait for the plant. They're going to get together. Or do they decide to clear? Wait, wasting a little bit of time just deciding which way they wanted to go, and they said, no, we'll all go spawn, weapons. And now Cryo's going to get this. They did pick up guns. Very nicely done.
I mean, Cryo's just going to call all that audio here for Asuna, and Asuna exactly can start to run it back here just to stall. That opens up the window here for Cryo to start the backstab.
Starts actually making a little bit of noise. They have to turn around and look, so they don't know which way to go. Decision paralysis coming in. Jack's able to get a kill there, but really nicely played before they even shot a bullet to get those steps into the head of C9. 100 Thieves work the map, and it did not. That should have been around again for C9. They have the numbers. They just lose control of the state of the game and where their opponent is.
It's just very nice from Asuna to be the escape artist over on the B site. Throws a hot hands to take down his opponent, which I think was Zelsis with the judge.
Yeah, right in the corner.
And as he picks up the spike, escapes. And all of that ruckus created allowed Cryocells to move up and to block the rotates.
You're insane, bro.
Matt's the listener. He's in the walls.
That's exactly what they were saying, right? He was playing on the top of the A nest, or the mid nest. He hears all of the rotates while C9 are moving forward, picking up weapons. He's like, yeah, you got plenty of time before wasting out the ult here for the side of Asuna. Just wait. And once you see here that the opponents are far enough away here from Cryo. That's where Asuna pops up the ult. Yet still on top of that, gets value, gets 1 kill as the running back's about to dwindle down. And allows for both players to, longest standing members as well for the side of Asuna and Cryo for 100 Thieves to win that 2 versus X and to tie up the game.
And that gets Veer in the ear of the C9 members here. See where they might be able to shore up the defense or follow through. Maybe it's to be more confident after you get those kills. The numbers up is a very scary situation to peek in. If you're the team with numbers up, you want the other team to come to you, but sometimes it's still imperative to keep control of the round. So we'll see if C9 maybe even go into that proactive mode we saw on Split. A little bit harder on Breeze, but man, did it do wonders for him.
Not enough money for an operator for the side of Cloud9, so it'll change a bit. It doesn't seem that they have that same confidence to want to try to fight towards the A main line yet. 100 Thieves going back into a 1-3-1. Vora's the one that's assisting here on the B side first, but when the pit instantly comes out though, 100 Thieves to try to find info on the top and middle to start.
Looks like they all wanted to rotate off, but they really only need Vic, it seems, when they clear the comms. The 2-1-2 defense, is it still 100 Thieves looking for that first shot? Expect that high tide to go backside or just split it right in half so 100 Thieves can work the fight that they want front to back here.
I think right now, especially with Oxy being pinged out, you have to just wait your line for the rest of Cloud9 and wait for the retake to happen, for your rotate to happen.
Here we go. 100 Thieves working from double door, clearing that site left to right, front to back. And this wall drop is going to mean the chaos. They back out again. Seems to be a reoccurring thing for them, that they're really trying to throw C9 for a loop on these strats.
Because, though, C9 broke the camera, or sorry, 100 Thieves broke the camera of C9 at the beginning of the round. They kind of just have to play a little bit more passively. So this trip is not going to give too much value for C9. They just have to hold the extremities now. And again, stay alive for the rotate to happen.
Fireball. Almost another one. Swings it, though. And it is going to be the plant. Very quick moves here. Oh my God, Cryo says, just remember I'm here to Jack as they try to leave the A site. And now they got to worry about his timing, which is going to be all the way around to reset what Zelsis is trying to find.
This might be too late for them to try to come back now for C9. Unless this kill comes in instantly, but no, that might have to be the call now for the last 2 players. You can already see them backpedaling, saving their weapons for Oxy and Vic. So very similarly, 100 Thieves to the outlook and the defaulting that they're doing on Split. As soon as they take down that camera of Cloud9, they just keep slowing down the round and forcing out some early util and rotates, which, what I was mentioning, was missing for Cloud9 on the attack side on Split earlier on. They think that they're able to deny and stall with their high tides, but instead it's just blocking their own vision, creating their own fog of war, and 100 Thieves has a lot more space to take on their attack side here on Breeze.
Nice reaction. Fireball, he has some, he plays do that have great timing though. Really big chances for the impact frags to come through. It's going to be hard for each one to work though against 100 Thieves, that's for sure. So straight to this bomb site. Spike's gun down, you see the last 4 rounds. One with just kills in there, but 100 Thieves are dominating the map and sites right now. So C9 need an answer to that.
Yes. The Cryo impact on the attack side continues to be a thorn on the side of the defense for Cloud9. This time, though, you see a little bit more proactiveness from C9, walking down towards the elbow and mid. Maybe heard that camera earlier on, so might be an inkling to know that 100 Thieves are back into that 4-1 scenario of the attack. Seeing 3 players really setting up the recon and crossfire setups on middle to try to fight against the 100 Thieves push.
Oxy, you can feel that he wants to make a play in this situation. He has the sonar bolt right behind him, but he doesn't even wait for util. He goes straight in. He just waits for the call of util to distract in the environment of the game. Timotino trying to answer back. Oh, the overdrive challenge, and Timotino zaps him down. 52 HP. Does not stop him one bit. He's still going forward, gets the spike, tries to get out in ships in the night situation. Great protection from Vora and the 2 newest players of the 100 Thieves squad. And it's still cleaned up. Not even close for 100 Thieves, and it looked like so much chaos. Yeah.
No way once again that 100 Thieves were able to save a round on a 2 versus X. That's all thanks to Timotino just running around with the overdrive and not giving a chance for C9 through the chaos to get their gears rolling together. You're seeing Oxy's trying as hard as he can to try to delay so that somebody could move forward and help out.
I'm just going like, woo, woo, woo.
Exactly. Dodging every single bullet. Picking up the spike on top of that with the high tide and not allowing C9 to protect the spike.
Yeah.
And lose a round. 2 crucial rounds that might be the end of the first half. Maybe,
Quick trade.
Maybe not. Maybe
C9.
not.
The team, the org has been always known for those ecos, no matter who's on the squad for some reason. The moons align in these times. That neural theft is going to be a lot of info. They're going to pack a big punch here as a 4-man squad heading to the site. Vic with the Vandal, Oxy with the Phantom.
Yeah, actually all 5 of them grouped up with the Reckoning. Might try to utilize this because this is some firepower that they could actually utilize against 100. Ooh.
Why not? I mean, you got to pepper him before they even get into the site here if you want a chance, it seems. They do see Vora in the back, but he's more than happy to be seen as it's the rest of the team that are going to come out of the woodwork here to make it a problem. Asanon 2 on 3! Gives a little shake to reset the aim, and bang, gets Zelsis, but not before he finds one. 100 Thieves still making a great case to push us to a 3rd map already in the first half.
Chad, you have to understand that this is now 3 rounds in a row that C9 has an advantage by 1 or 2 players, yet still loses the round. And I think on that retake, because they felt that they closed that gap and they knew that C9 from the neural theft, sorry, 100 Thieves under neural theft, had to play inside the B site.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
They just went straight for the Reckoning instead of droning before as well. Just to try to confirm where the players could be at and they get punished right away. So C9, thankfully, there was just an eager round on that side. So have room to breathe, room to fight. Asuna with the ult to gain space into the A site. C9's going to respect it.
Who gets that? Goes back. Is he going to take it himself, get another pit point? Let's say, Vora plant, you're 3 away. And they're going to plant it towards the outside, too. So all of his util, anything that comes back up is going to be super helpful. Does get hit in the shin right there. A little Sova damage. Timotino right in their face. 2 from C9. He might have to act. Timo may need to push out here. Asuna's very pressured coming in, but he can hold his own for a moment. And there's Tim going hard right back into the site to re-clear without even a hesitation. This is crazy. Zelsis punishes. And now they're actually a little worse for wear here. This could be C9 grabbing the round. And yeah, Zelsis will grab 3 as they just stoically move in amongst those walls and clear the site piece by piece to take another round.
And finally able to take advantage of the numbers for C9 to retake that site. It looked dangerous for a split second. And almost looked dangerous as well when they're trying to retake the Snakebite Hunter's Fury. Didn't actually get the molly at the right spot to get some instant kills from that combination of both Zelsis and Jack, but it still works out. It still worked out as a team here to retake that site. 100 Thieves, finally, for a sigh of relief for the side of Cloud9, could hold here and play the retake against 100 Thieves and not let another round falter.
They needed to prove to themselves that it could happen, but 100 Thieves is going to come back harder. Let's listen in and see how they do it.
Darting.
Go, go, go.
Alright, come back now.
Could be Shadow.
Neon.
Wait, we need to fight that, guys. We need to clear this. They're coming to fight mid,
They
though.
cove mid, yeah. They cove this off.
Wait, hide from this, hide from this. Hide from
I
this.
can't. Can you break it?
No. It's not gonna you.
I'm only with you.
Where's that
It's
body?
on me.
It's in mid.
I have the
Right
gap.
here.
Just group A, boys.
That body might be ultable.
Yeah.
It is.
They just
My
hardened.
ultimate's not ready.
Pulling the cove.
Matt's gonna come ult.
Yeah, let's lean. I'm gonna lean towards A.
Slide the elbow.
Can we refight it?
I'm gonna
No.
ult. I'm just
We're gonna ult. Yeah, we're gonna ult. We're gonna walk into B.
Alright, come back to B.
Wait. Walk B. They're gonna panic.
He's gonna have cam.
He's on cam. I'm going.
I'm gonna wall.
They're gonna fast rotate. Kill them with trips.
I'm walling.
I'm shocking pillar for you, Tim. I broke one.
I'll hold double stone.
Yeah.
Tim, come right. After your stun.
Yes.
I'm a flash. 3, 2, 1. We're good. I have roll.
Oh no, he was dead, right?
He's mid. He walled from mid.
Yeah, I'm holding. There's a gap. He could technically walk to emo.
I'm gonna drone.
Yeah, you're gonna need a hold.
3 guys. We're good.
Spike planted.
Take flight.
I think he's out emo.
He could be. Definitely could be.
Oh shit, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna drone from me.
Revealing area.
Alright, we're good.
Bro,
Yeah, what Timotino?
I love being a body shot.
So you see lots of layers going into those comms. First off, they know that the camera's being played towards that B site, even if it spots them, because the ult, and they knew the position of where Cloud9 were at. 100 Thieves could just say, I'm going to just go in. So they get that space from the advantage that they have in the first place. But then that 3-2-1 flash from Asuna, it comes back to what we were mentioning before, why Timotino is opting a lot less here for 100 Thieves in this roster, playing as this Neon, because he needs to create that space behind the flashes of Asuna. Yeah. And then you just see Asuna just picking up all the kills behind because of the selfish plays of Timotino. He's already with another run it back moving into the last one of the half.
And I loved hearing him in the comms. In between everything, they were like, okay, we can get that body and ult it mid with Cypher. And then they're like, oh, 2 re-cleared elbow. He goes, can we fight it? And they're like, we're going to walk into B after this ult. Like, so funny. He always wants to fight.
I love being a body shot berry for my Terminator, bro. I just love it. But just letting out as a distraction, 114, 68, and you just kill everybody.
In the fight, always. Where is it? Where can he find it? That's what Timotino's asking here. But it helps. Asuna on top this time. Again, was on split. Here they fire off with him one more time as they look to do a little min-maxing on orbs maybe, or might just want the site again here.
Big ults already for the side of 100 Thieves, so.
They're actually going left with that. Okay, he drops the spike. There's a moment of hesitation. Clears the ground and sees that Vic is in the back. So this is going to be a double door retake from C9. That's where the power's coming from. Vic waits a moment. Celsius goes down, and they're just trying to get back in with their members.
Start playing on site now, but the Reckoning won't be at the perfect spot. They need players to back up. This is why you're seeing Timotino walk a little bit towards that wall just to give a chance for some space for the Reckoning to get some value.
No matter what they place down, Vora has his dart. Actually, just use it, never mind. So the plant could definitely happen, or the diffuse if they get in. Oxy kills Bricks, Fireball answers as well, and they are swarming so quick. This should be a squeeze out of Timotino just like that, and a 7-5 first half as C9 weathers the storm that 100 Thieves brings.
And Oxy finishing with a 4-piece for the round. I was about to mention the Operator going to be a lot more difficult to play against 100 Thieves because of the amount of wall slices that they have for the comp of 100 Thieves. Yet he still gets that pick onto Asuna, switches to the rifle, and does that.
The only way we get back quick is to get to break quick. There's more action right after this. VCT Americas. Don't go anywhere.
In the most recent matches, it feels like you guys have started to really find your footing. You guys are improving match by match. But I'm wondering, if you're looking back earlier into the stage, which loss helped you kind of identify your problem areas?
I will say we had a lot of losses here, and I will say against, I think the G2 loss, we made a little switch of our coaching staff, and then the loss with Loud really showed what we needed to improve on, and then we had the game with Crew. So like, I will say the Loud loss was probably the biggest one.
Okay, cool. I look forward to seeing you guys keep on improving. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are back for more Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves in our first series of the day. The second map, first half ends 7-5 in favor of 100 Thieves, but that was a C9 clawback there. It looks like they're showing quite a bit of momentum, and now they get to put their attacking side to the test versus 100 Thieves.
And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, though, that first half, that round number 7, 8, and 9, the advantageous positions that they were at every single one of those rounds and still let that slip.
Yeah, for Cloud9.
That was what was happening often in the past couple of matches throughout this stage 2 for Cloud9. So hopefully that fixes this time around here as they take the attack side. Lots of big pistols across the board here. 3 shares. So this is going to be probably a little bit less util fight for C9 and more into the let's duel them on a map like Breeze.
100 Thieves hadn't fully rotated there. C9 are actually still activating while everybody's home. The call is coming from inside the house. C9's in. They're trying to hunker down towards that backside, but this is weird. Nobody's died just yet. It's going to be explosive. The kill feed starts to light up, and Oxy is trying to push to make it a little bit worse for 100 Thieves, and he almost does enough to get 2. It's cleaned up by Fireball. That was the proactive move C9 needed to break the defense.
Up to Cryo, though, and he is definitely the man that could do it. Also has his own Sheriff. Only Fireball ups is one-shotable right now in the chest.
Spike planted.
So the other shots from Cryo have to be very clean.
Oh, just on the timing. Just on the barrel of the gun. Cryo's played Cypher most in the past 30 days, and he's gotten so many kills. He's been able to lead the team from that position, from the lurks, the info, and it's not going to happen this time. Cloud9 too informed about the situation, and they pick up another pistol for themselves.
3-1 now for Cloud9.
Well, I wonder what the change was in that. I mean, Veer definitely helps with quite a bit of what they changed a focus on. But what a way to start bringing them back against 100 Thieves of all teams.
Right there.
Just back into the regular stuff here for 100 Thieves. I think you're seeing a lot in their antis, especially on defense. If they're not getting pressured early when they're walking out with a lot of numbers, it's just, okay, let's move forward, try to get the orb for Asuna, and to just play the long game.
It's definitely going to be a little different, too, for 100 Thieves, having not really they've been tested, but in a situation where it really feels like you're going to be overthrown possibly in a second map here. It doesn't seem like it's going to be too troublesome for them, but a place they haven't fought from very often, which can make the difference. 100 Thieves waiting fully for the double door take as Oxy gets the first kill of the round to shake things up. And they're still just webbed across the map here. They have anything and everything.
The drone will also confirm there's a couple more players of 100 Thieves into the A side, so Cloud9 has the good read. They move into B and going for a plant. Maximizing orb value as Vic picks up the orb before going for a plant into the B site. 100 Thieves are not really together here to try to do some good damage against Cloud9. Should be an easier fight for C9 in a pulse fight. No surprises this time around, like 100 Thieves had that thrifty in that round number 4 in the first half.
That has to be prevented. You can't let that happen again, right? It's just every round that C9 is going to have an advantage coming into these, we have to be very critical, because that is what is rearing its head to be the loss. Ooh, just head punched out of that shot, but Oxy recovers, trying to do insta reloads to take a few more down as Timatino and Vora will enter into the spike and make sure this round goes over to C9 without any more ult points. 7-7 here, we're tied up in the second map as C9 looks to take this away from 100 Thieves, who with a win in this series, clinch playoffs. Really testing that.
Looked dangerous for a second as well as C9 were escaping, maybe reminiscent to the first map of Split where they lost all their players when 100 Thieves were on a lower buy. Thankfully this time around though, they are able to carry over a pretty decent bonus round. Guardians and a Vandal indicates for me that they still want to try to go for a little bit of a team deathmatch, long-range battle against 100 Thieves and slow down the tempo a little bit. Nope, they're not. Quick split into the A site. That's a drone spotting into the front A main first.
Yeah, check your denial utility. You can't deny Fireball. He's going to try to push right through the wall on that timing. Asuna is about to get cooked. He chooses utility at the wrong time after waiting for all of that action. Timotino's moved fast across the map here, but C9's able to set up and get into post plant very fast. I think that's something that also plagued them before, as they were always caught getting into position for this right here. Nobody.
Makes sense.
Yeah, nobody catching them off guard with Zelsis just being completely ready. I mean, you have so many lines being watched by everybody in sight. I mean, doesn't mean the shot's going to get hit. See, Timotino had the sun in his eyes for the relay bolt. There's a quick slide out. He tries to distract for Cryo on the other side, who's once again put into a tight situation. The C9 are playing this more close to the chest than usual, I should say, as they dive for the exit thinking Cryo won't show up. He does. 8-7. C9 take the lead.
It's another converted bonus somewhat here for Cloud9. Yeah, caught Asuna raising a roof in that emote, but I think it's just nice that C9 understands a little bit of the state of what happens in her execs. You think about other players that always instantly hides within smokes on this map, is like Mata when he's playing the Harbor on this map, right? So you're expecting here that Asuna is going to try to find a little bit of gaps and try to get those pop flashes out that he's so good at. So C9 are not giving that space for 100 Thieves to take and get any value on Asuna's utility on that previous round, which is really nice.
They don't go in too much here. They see Cryo, so they know there's probably a bit more to fight on this. Inside the site, Timotino has to push forward here as Cloud9 is pushing the issue, forcing 100 Thieves' hands in these rounds, and they are not able to adapt, which is a weird thing to say for 100 Thieves. C9 has found a way in.
It's been a while also since I've seen like Viper orbs being thrown on the top of Nest to try to cut the vision as well. This is very old school Bree style too, that allows C9 to get that B-side split. Really get the backstab now onto 100 Thieves, but maybe doable now.
Asuna has run it back. There's no really chance to use it in this situation. And Vora don't have to, because Vora's just gonna swing it, expecting Asuna to get the trade in the end. Vora diffuses, and all of that momentum from C9 is brought to a halt.
Yeah, I was talking like the round was over, because technically it should have been for C9.
It was another one of those rounds for C9 that rears its head.
Because the backstab was perfect on how they split towards that B site. Cuts or rotates on top of that, but the players on site, unfortunately, just couldn't hold it against Asuna.
Nice! Good fucking...
I didn't hear anything. Round 17.
So you can count with your fingers now, maybe 4 rounds this map that C9 loses at a man advantage. Maybe even at 2. And that might be the story here if this moves over to Haven, that the momentum swings definitely back on the side of 100 Thieves. C9, though, continuing to try to force the issue. Still want to control the tempo of this map. So they're currently encroaching into the space that Fireball engaged and took early in the round on elbow.
Yeah, besides the early orb throw, this is a completely hold shift strategy here for C9.
So you have this Outlaw just try to peek out towards the site, trying to see if anybody's going to be jump spotting first, but instead it's the camera. So similar look. Getting rid of the camera early forces out util for 100 Thieves, and C9 can now stall and rework that map.
I gotta know they're gonna deal with a run it back here, so everything needs to happen a little bit faster so they can react to Asuna just running straight at them. Instant activation of the run it back as C9 activates their strat here as they move in. Vora's able to get a lineup on Oxy and Vic. And Zelsis only then is able to drop Vora. Spikes down in a very awkward position. Zelsis, that actually turned into being out in the open, but the Cove keeps him alive, down to 20 HP. As a spam from Bang is true. Oh my gosh, they're just planting in the frying pan right here. This makes it really tough. Zelsis goes down to a sliver of health, gets taken down, and it's gonna be a fake defuse to get C9 to move a little bit quicker on their positions, and yes, it pulls them out into error, and 100 Thieves will take the lead right back as we go punch for punch.
The idea was nice for Zelsis to get that wall up and the pit down. But what was missing was util to allow the other two players on middle to cross over and to pick up that spike. So as Asuna comes back from running back from yellow, sees a crossover, and that's where the rest of 100 Thieves can start activating in and encroaching into denying the post-plant positioning of C9 after that pit.
Spike planted. Yep.
Wow.
That was Jack that got that plant down, thankfully at 5 HP remaining. But that was two players very low on HP in the post plant in Zelsis and Jack. Made it very difficult there for them to hold that post plant. So 100 Thieves are able to maintain their lead and also maybe try to string some more. They have big ults on their side, and they have also some heavy map control. Already one on the elbow and two pushing towards the A main. 100 Thieves will know that C9 are currently focused on a B lean to start.
Yeah. Good push by Oxy and Fireball. Can fight it out, gate retreat if they need to even slide out. A main's controlled here by 100 Thieves, so this is a well-informed decision. Their defense to move over towards B early. Timotino starts off, actually jumps right out into the fight thinking it was protected. Oh my God! Oxy doing Oxy things as he slides into the site and makes the impossible look possible. Great job by the rest of C9 rather, for the buddy system on clearing the rest of the site.
Just got to wait it out right now, though, but this gives a chance for Bang to rotate across. Earlier on, though, the orb was picked up by Asuna. If Bang picked it up, they had a reckoning to work with. Now they only have their weapons to try to retake the site.
Could be a critical choice.
Spike planted.
Asuna moves in. Finding the 1v1. What a step up from Vic there in the peekaboo shot. And another one for C9 as they take a round right back in their favor. Both teams having the read.
This time C9's not going to let that player advantage go to waste from some great entries once again by Oxy. Not getting too much value with the snipes, but whole easy looking good in rifling for the openers. Currently at 23, 13, and 6. Remember he dropped, what, 33 kills against Crew a couple of days ago?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And now he's finding his footing and value on the attack side as well. Hyping up the team and forcing the timeout of NBS onto 100 Thieves to discuss things a little bit and probably to try to patch up that middle. C9 on these splits are very deadly on B. The issue has always been in the post-plant scenarios, or at least when the numbers are in favor of C9 and not communicating right, but yeah. I think 100 Thieves have to do a better job on controlling the macro at the beginning of these rounds.
You see Asuna been controlling that Phoenix for this season, but over the years, I mean, this guy recently said, I'm just here day to day, take a paycheck. It's like, you're not taking paychecks, man. You're helping everybody get paid. Look at these scores. Always increasing, always going up, no matter what the team needs him to play. And the Phoenix just, as people have said, that kit fits everything he wants.
Yeah, so throughout the years, it's the experience that he gains individually as a player, but also through the coaches and the IGLs that he's gone through the past years at 100 Thieves. And I think most recently, after having Zix as the head coach in the past for 100 Thieves, now having NBS also with Doom Bros to help continue to increase his skill set. This time as a Phoenix. I mean, the Phoenix, Ender mentioned it before, he played it back in like 2020, 2021 against Mata of all things as well. And Mata used to play for Luminosity Gaming on Ascent, for example. So he is not unfamiliar with this agent and plays it to perfection for 100 Thieves so far. Unfortunately, not enough yet, though, because C9, despite the amount of rounds that they let slip on their first half, are still able to equalize this scenario in the second map.
Waiting. Drone not activating too much, but Asuna to at least get a quick fight back to see who's trying to knock on the front door at A. A push already from Timotino could catch Fireball off guard here. Get a gun in the hands. Nope, it doesn't. I mean, we would expect from Fireball throughout this series. Oh, wait. Zelsis is about to be tested. That's one, almost a second one, but the elevation change ever so slightly messes up that aim.
You're about to flash out of this.
Here comes Asuna. They're not going to stop. They're trying to keep the chaos rolling right now, but Cloud, what the hell? I blinked. Did you blink? Oxy comes up with 3 in that one. And that's, I think, another story of this game is both teams being able to adapt to just super chaotic situations, man.
I was just able to see those 3 kills as I was blinking.
Okay.
So just before my eyelids closed because those kills were instant from Oxy. But you see the idea was there. Asuna trying to find that gap, flash out of it, and Oxy was just ready. Somehow accidentally plays the anti-flash and picks up all the kills and now has the overdrive available. But yeah, 26 now on the board.
That round
happy.
Happened so fast, none of those ults were used for 100 Thieves.
You don't want it.
No, you don't want it. Yeah,
Thieves
exactly.
Too.
Not even a chance to get a kill and want to pressure it. Ooh. God. Battle of the brains, battle of the mechanics right now. They're trying to get to where they can't. It takes 2 for 100 Thieves to finally get Fireball Ops out of that. Over towards A. C9 playing the left side of the A site here as they want to push a little bit more, knowing there was a push at B. They take advantage of the 100 Thieves defense being thinner here. But they lose a member as well. Was it worth is the question.
Had to use Reckoning to take that space for C9, but 100 Thieves has the Reckoning to retake the site. Big fight on the flank. Lost, though. That's a huge advantage for 100 Thieves to retake.
Oxy knows he needs to do a little bit more because the teammates are going down. Now it's up to Vic. He looks for the peek, the jump, takes Vora out of the air. Looking, oh my God, an anchor. He gets the time to get it down with 8 bullets. He reloads the mag to set back up. He's going for the shoulder peek, but he's already given a kiss to Timotino. And they're going to get the kill on that. 10-10 here.
Timo finds the timing just before the Cove comes up. Good on 100 Thieves to maintain here the communications to swing it at that point. I mean, Fireball has done an excellent job.
That was crazy to stay alive.
Alive for so long and kept 3 players on that side. And as he did so, C9 were still trying to encroach into the A site. But because of Krau's utility, the way that he was setting up over on the A site, the trip still stalled and tripped C9 over on being as aggressive as he wanted to overtake the site. So just unfortunate there on the setup here for Cloud9, but a great read by 100 Thieves. Just punishing the 4-1 setup from C9 from the previous round.
It's been a while since we've seen the Prodigy Oxy firing like this. We got a once this split maybe again. Are we gonna get that? If he can keep firing on all cylinders. 100 Thieves, it's taken a squad here to shut things down, and looks like that squad might get a little more info down mid as they start to push. Because like you said, C9 has owned mid. Something's got to be done about it. Oh, fast lane there, but yeah, there's no way you're getting out from that spam. And just a search is enough for C9 to punish 100 Thieves. It's not going to end, Vance. They got to rush into the site here. Oxy knows he's low. He's just being a human sentry. His Fireball cleans the first one of the angles they create with fast lane.
Melting.
Another! Zelsis has a beautiful Vipers are snake bite towards the back site. Asuna clears Fireball there, getting a little sketchy inside. And they should run this one back and forth. They know they have to wait it out. Asuna comes back into the play. And Cloud9 with 3 here should be able to gain another round in their favor, 11-10. But they haven't been able to gap 100 Thieves just yet by 2. And even the pressure they put for overtime was met by 100 Thieves in the first map.
I was afraid to figure out what was going to happen for C9 in the comms at the minute mark.
Just quick slide. Oh, there's too many angles.
Yeah, now there's no time.
Oh.
So yeah, just on that minute mark when he actually had that kill in the pick, what would be the call from Zelsis? Did he want to just assertively move into the B side or stall it and wait for a bit? And I remember in the past when it did so and it just stalled and waited, it just got punished from backstabs to backstabs. So I loved here that they just upped the tempo, just went, we're going to go, we have the numbers, we already have the inserts towards the B side, let's just split in there and get our numbers. Because the idea in the beginning was trying to fake that A side with the Owl Drone from Jack and keep some players at bay at that spot so they could activate into B. But once 100 Thieves still realized that we had a fake for the side of Cloud9, Cloud9 still said, screw it. We'll use the firepower that we brought into the roster. We'll use a red-hot Oxy, who's been owning on the attack side of C9, and just utilize that to our advantage to fight over on the B side and win the round in our favor. So that was quite nice to see that turned into a round win for Cloud9, and also the last timeout called by Coach NBS for 100 Thieves. But were we expecting this type of matchup and scoreline for a team like C9 against 100 Thieves when C9 were not having the best of starts in the second stage?
Should we have? C9 for the past few weeks has told us that we're focused on play-ins. This is all about growth. It's not about the wins right now. So I don't think anybody was really on that train. Maybe a lot of the C9 fans that are still right there with
delusional.
Sure. Okay, that's a word. That's a word. I was going to say the tanks are full, the masks are on. But really, No, because they said it themselves.
Yeah.
And honestly, to see this change with that mentality in the clubhouse is incredible here. To know that they can find this kind of power, a switch of veer and a chat with how they really wanted to play the game. And we are seeing a C9 identity, something they have missed all stage long.
Well, the job's not done yet. We've seen from the timeouts out from Coach MBS that the last time on Split, they were able to push us and force us into an overtime. Veer did have the advantage to talk to his team as well. They're trying to use that to the advantage and put them at 12. But it's an early reckoning out from the side of Bang. And that's going to stall even by time.
Very quick there. You can see how much they're wondering. Like, that was pretty active from 100 Thieves. We have to look behind us, keep this. There were more than one person checking that. So how do they get out of this?
Probably have to wait for the fuel to come back up here for Zelsis. They could recon Hunter's Fury, take the pit into the site.
Oh, just because you bite doesn't mean it's clear. The trades are there, and Zelsis is going to put C9 back on top here of numbers.
Oh!
Timotino ringing out with the op there. Was on the box or through the pyramids. He's able to get a beautiful shot.
Through teammates.
Through teammates, yeah.
And that was them being so confident that they could plant a little bit on the outside because of the ult that Zelsis just popped up. And unfortunately, it turns it around for an advantage for 100 Thieves in a defense. And now they have no choice for C9 but to cross over. There's no cages also left for Fireballups.
Cleared. Jack has to swing. It's not going to be enough. And what would you expect, Vans? We go round for round again. 11-11 here. And honestly, the pressure on 100 Thieves to keep the series alive.
Such an important shot there for Timotino as well. Story would have been different because that would have been pit up in a pulse plant. With the Hunter's Fury still available. And look at that.
One enemy remaining.
And usually you want to try to plant a little more safely behind the pyramid on the outside so you could still spray. And funny enough that you're trying to play such an outside plant because you have the Hunter's Fury as a silver lining towards the end, but we'll hold that thought. C9, they want to control the tempo still. They're fighting towards the B site.
Look at these avenues they're creating, trying to deny the op if it is there. Oxy again gets close, but they're not going to check every side. The left side of the team hasn't pushed up on B enough. And they're still fighting front to back on the site with that space gained. Oh my God, the rest of 100 Thieves are just swarming back in here, really able to deny the positioning that C9 wants. And there's a bit of a lurk by Bang, so they can slow this down and know they have the right decision.
Right now as they walk up towards the elbow for Cloud9 though, if they go up on that spot, you have an idea that the big flank is happening from Bang because of where the map was being sliced from the high tide. But Zelsis does have a timing for now.
Yeah, he's got Asuna just behind him too, so he's made the noise, and they're not sure to fight it after the smoke. They realize 100 Thieves can act. What is this push by Zelsis? There it is. I wondered if Timo would get that return.
Camera stays up for Cryo, so he'll know that the hit is coming back towards his B site.
All right, he's going to stay to anchor just on his left. Timotino. Somebody shoot that for him. Somebody shoot that for him. He's going in. Cryo, the first one. Vic reckoning out as the spike is planted, and they're going to rely on
Another
Fireball here to get that timing. Playing the cam. Just letting Vic know if he even needs to be ready for somebody. That's one, and the second. And now he peels back. Cam is perfect. Oh, he gets the tag too on a jumping Timotino for Vic to clean the round up. And it's a second map in a row that C9 have map point. Do we go to OT again, though?
The double lurk, insane by both Zelsis and Fireballups, getting tremendous value. I think the first one being Zelsis to take down the bottom mid push of Asuna is huge. But following the end, the camera, you're almost seeing through the minimap, he already had timing no matter what against Bang. But with the camera, he sees the util being thrown across the stage, so he's like, or across his camera, he's like, I know I have this timing now. And guarantees now the backstab. But this time, shooting players in the back, he connects them beautifully. And C9 is now at series point, looking for the biggest upset of this stage against the top team of Omega Group, being 100 Thieves.
There's a direct reason behind it, that coaching change, the team just revamping and the look they're bringing to the stage. And to stop 100 Thieves at the strongest we have seen this org in their Valorant lifetime.
Look at the guns and the util from the side of 100 Thieves with this round number 24 as well. No drone, no big util, no big guns, half shields, no armor for Vora. They don't have anything right now to have the strongest of holds, so they have to count now on their communication and the crossfires. First contact going right after what happens after. It's a flash from Asuna to try to get mid control, mid information in the first place. Now they could turn it up and spread out on the extremities. Crowd has a big job up ahead.
Slowly in. They're still walking it. This is so calm by Cloud9, and they just need to follow each other up to make it happen. Oxy's gonna open up a 2! The light at the end of the tunnel gets ever so brighter for Cloud9 here as the rest of the 100 Thieves members are all within range trying to do something behind the wall. It's gonna come down to the Cove game. It always does in the backside of A. And Oxy enters and couldn't even see through it. He just goes in for the prediction shot. Overdrive is there. Starts to clean up the last few members. They get a bit of a ping on the neural theft. And C9 poised to take down 100 Thieves in 2 maps. They waited out. The spike ticking faster. It's only up to Vora here, and he's gonna have to IGL his life away for that one. But it's Cloud9 taking down 100 Thieves.
And a flawless as well for the last round of regulation of Breeze, toppling down 100 Thieves on their strongest map. And again, given a big upset here, and potentially not making it confirmed for 100 Thieves to guarantee the playoffs either, so denying that dream. For a team that's been so dominant for the side of 100 Thieves in this second stage. For C9 that's been looking at the lowest lows going into the second stage. Boy, have the tides turned going into this matchup in week number 5.
Absolutely. For 100 Thieves, if you are a 100 Thieves fan, you are now a Loud fan. If Loud wins later, 100 Thieves will still clinch playoffs. But that's Loud G2. It's going to be tough. This one is about Cloud9, though.